despite being in the top division, and despite being coached by Rafa Benitez.
It's a fact. I am not playing mind games.
Celta Vigo are in the Spanish drop zone. The team also have never won the two biggest cups in Spain. As today, there he is, Rafa Benitez. We've actually got the squad's updated, as these objectives today are a little bit different. We've got to win the UCL, Spanish La Liga title, and Copa del Rey all in one objective, as the others are keep 3 original players, and we can only sign 2 players per season, making it slightly difficult for ourselves. But then again, I'm looking at the squad, I'm looking at the first team here, but then when I turn my eyes to the bench, we've got some promising players. Mingueza was recently at Barcelona. We got Tapia, Duvikas. Aidu is one hell of a strong defender. And Vincent Guaita, who, it's fair to say, is not on good terms with Crystal Palace. And I may be confusing the world of football and the board because we've got so many good wingers, but I'm opting for this formation. The reason why, I feel Duvikas, the Greek striker, is very good and upcoming. Same with Larson, both 23. But then there's Iago Aspas, the captain, who is 35-year-old, and he says welcome to the club, but please don't play this formation. Well, Iago, I'm sorry, mate. You've got no choice. It's going to be Benitez going with this. So, we've got 2 signings, and we'll probably need one to be a centre mid. As for players overall as well, it is Iago Aspas that leads the way by some distance. Nunez is actually only on loan, the centre half. I guess that covers centre halves for this season. And we've only got, actually, 17 million. 17 million? Are you joking? I'm looking in our own academy right here. I mean, at least our best player is a midfielder. The only problem with Mateo Oliveira, though, is he's not quite good at the moment. We'll look for a loan deal. He'll join a long list of players that are very young and ready for loan deals, but the only one who won't be on that list is Williot Swedberg. I'm going to go to him as Rafa Benitez and say, are you ready to give it in the first team, Will? Oh, and it's a bit nervous. I get it. He's probably a very young player with little experience. But seeing as we don't have much choice here, and signings are not coming in yet, I am going to use him in the midfield slot. And of course, I'm going to hope Aspas forgets about our earlier meeting, and we'll look for a signing. As we keep on going, I'm just going to stop right here to let you guys know I am so grateful for almost 20k subscribers at the time of recording this. It honestly means the world to me, and I do want to reward you guys back. So I have another channel, more MWS. I've spoke about it in the community tabs on the channel, and that will be where a reward for 20k subs will be. Make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned to it if you like more FIFA content. Or I probably should have said FC24 in that clip. Thanks, Past Max, as we have a signing here. Do love the player faces in La Liga, as here we have one coming from Valladolid, and yes, I've already forgot his actual name. It's Monchu, there we go. Monchu joining across, and that is most of us budget. At least it is a new midfielder, but does he go in? Now, I want to trust Beltran, and you know I want to trust Swedberg. So even though we've signed him, we did need one for the bench, but he won't go in the starting 11. Leaves us with 2 million before the first game of the season. That's fine by me. It makes sure that I don't go and sign another player willy-nilly. We can't get caught out on the 2 signing rule. As our first game of the season, that's our squad. Oh, very tired. We have Osasuna as well, who will be close to us in the league, and we do grab a draw. Iago Aspas with the goal for Celta. As is it gonna be victory for Vigo halfway through? And that actually sounded a lot cheesier than I expected, as we are clear of the relegation zone, or not clear. 4 points from safety, or yeah, 4 points in safety. Just ignore me. Need to find my bearings in La Liga, as we are finding our bearings in the Copa. We're in the round of 32, of course. But how have players got on? Oh, bit of a mixed bag. It seems like it hasn't played some players, but Swedberg's gone up quite a bit. Like that from the young man. We put our faith in him. Larson doesn't seem to have played. Duvikas does with an increase. And Iago Aspas dropping by 3. Iago, we can't afford this with the position we're in. You have to be better. Better? He's going on a rant, is Iago Aspas. Oh my days, he wants to leave the club. That got a little bit out of hand. Has he been top scorer? I'm guessing. Yep, he has. Yes, he has. You can tell he got angry, and for a good reason. If we could sell him on to add to the 5 million we've already got, that would be brilliant for our second signing of this season. And there we go, out of the door, being walked out by Rafa Benitez, who seems like he's learnt to take no prisoners here. The man did go from Liverpool to Everton, and Iago Aspas, wait a minute, our top scorer has gone to Barcelona. Traitor, I know, as it's given us 90 million to inject back into our team. Goalkeeper I'd like to improve now, but of course the obvious position is getting a striker in, although we could just do this, and Perez scored second most. He can go in centre forward. And here is our second signing. We've gone ahead and got a goalkeeper, and we've been searching in the Turkish top division. Gone quite rogue with the signing under 10 million, in fact, of Ersin Destakonglu. I love to butcher names, but I would love to butcher teams. We've got to keep going. Beltran's very unhappy. I'm just going to let that slide. Keep going, mate. Just keep going. And I trusted that team, although quite young, to get a safety, and it is safety in season number 1. Hey, who knows? Maybe the Copa de España's come with it. We're gonna check, we're gonna check. No. Iago Aspas will be laughing his head off at us. He's gonna win it with Barcelona. Is it really regret that we need to feel selling him? At the moment, I don't regret selling him. I, yes, hope that we've got scorers that top him. And we do. Duvikas actually has got 10. I mean, Aspas had 8 halfway through. But we've got a couple of scorers, including Monchu, who's on the rise. Got a feel now for Williot Svedberg. He's actually turned 20. Monchu is actually 4 years older than him, so maybe Swedberg still edges the first team. Any of the youth players doing that? Ooh, wow, Mateo Oliveira. I think he's had a pretty good season out on loan. Can we see stats? No, we don't, because he's in the division below. Thank you guys, for telling me that they're not in the division. You can't see the stats. Kind of makes sense. Then again, I can see Miguel Rodriguez's, and I'm pretty sure he's not. Maybe he played 1 game before he actually went out on loan. Looks like the best thing from off-season is the loans finishing for players, because we've got the likes of Oliveira back. We've got Pesciacia, who's come on loan, or off loan from Hoffenheim. No, it wasn't. It was, oh, I forget the name. The circle-ish crest in Germany. Just put it on screen, Max. As for signings, I think it has to be centre-back. Left-back's fine in Sanchez, because he will grow further. And it's Bochum. Bochum. I don't know why I'm shouting that out. Budget-wise, ooh, we've got quite a hefty bit from staying in La Liga. 45 million Rafa Benitez gets to spend. Right, yep, centre-half, and ooh, maybe another striker to replace Larson. Larson, I want to keep you at the club, but I'm going to need some more firepower, mate, as we have a lot of contracts running out as well. Look at that for a list. I'll probably sign some players up who could feature on the bench, like Perez, of course, who probably in the first team, actually. But the majority of these will maybe leave the club. So here's the players that we're getting in. One from Portugal and one from the Championship. Now, they've suffered a relegation. And technically, this guy did play in the Championship last season. It is Abdul Fatawu. He was on loan at Leicester, but now comes to Celta Vigo. And we have took our chances very early on signing the 2 players in the first window. It leaves us with nothing in January. We could be facing relegation for all I know. Welcome to the club Zabranie, who's a Ukrainian centre-half, and he comes from Bournemouth. We've saved quite a bit of money as well, because he was 9 million. Fatawu was almost 12. And those 2, although not the highest rated, both do make the starting 11. I think the best course of action as well, as we approach this first game, is to get selling these players. The likes of Romain. I mean, they are loan deals, to be fair. Wow. Wowzer, a lot of business needing to be done. Won't bore you with too many of the details. Instead, I will try and woo you by winning a game. Come on, we've got a little bit of an unfit spine with Tapia and Sanchez. Main players as we suffer defeat. The new boys don't make the impact that we wanted them to make. And this season is essentially a carbon copy. I mean, we're a little bit more safe than last year. We are 8 points clear. Nowhere near the La Liga title we want to be going for. I want to check as well. How has Iago Aspas' career gone at Barcelona? Pfft, stinky player. Of course, he is a bit of a club legend at Celta Vigo. We can't be too harsh on him, as rating-wise, we've got some increases. It's an increase from Zabrini, but don't you scare me. There he is. Oh my days as well. What's happened to Manu Sanchez? He's gone to 82 rated. Honestly, what is going on with this team? It's increasing and I like that. They have dynamic potential on. Even the bench is going up. Oliveira only 1. But look at those stats. Willot Swelberg coming to us again though and saying even though there's a youth player here, he still wants his fair share of game time. Will, you will be getting that. You've got some good potential as goal scoring wise. Tassos Duvikas. He's had less of an increase of last year, but he scored so many goals already. Weird one again. Monchu and Perez are now 80, and Svedberg actually got 2 goals. It's not too bad, as one thing I want to be careful with as well, because I've signed some contracts up just now. Likes of Perez and Tapia are getting very, very pricey. We want to keep that 18 million, which I think finances in this modded game are absolutely broken, but we want to keep it on lock. We want to get to the end of the season and hopefully improve on 13th position. Oh, and you still can't see us on the top half of the screen. You have to move one down, though, because Celta Vigo have acquired a 9th place finish. Definitely not the worst, but definitely not the best. We've got an unhappy Monchu, probably because he's sharing game time with Oliveira and Swedberg. Even Oliveira's unhappy. I keep wanting to switch my midfielders. Stop it, Max. Defense definitely improved with the shoot up from Manu Sanchez and Destan Koglu. I can't say his name, but I can say he's a brilliant keeper. Gone up by 3 rating, but Tasson Duvikas has scored 23 goals under Rafa Benitez right here. Swedberg, no wonder he's the only happy midfielder. 9 goals and 8 assists. Almost double digits. Perez the same. For Tawu, almost there. A good season, but 2 seasons in. If we haven't won the Copa de España, which we haven't, it's disappointing. And we need to get this ball rolling a little bit more. Try and win a trophy. Season number 3. Season number 3, and even though we got 45 million in season number 2, we saved 19 last year, yet we've only got 47. I thought our hickory dickory with the budget would get us a little bit more than that. And improvement-wise, seems like the reasonable options would be Tapia and Mingueza out the squad, as Fatawu is new. But then again, we could do that. Put Swedberg in, who's been scoring, and try and trust him and just focus all our money on big improvements. We still have all these players down here as well to sell or let grow, as Jonathan Bamba does want a shot in this team. He knows how good Rafa's reputation is and thinks he can revive his career under him. But Bamba, I think it's gone a little bit too far. You're 29-year-old, and maybe for 1 season you get placed on the bench. And I am going to be turning down offers for Jonathan Bamba, which are flooding in, and we're going to make 1 signing in this window. Save the other slot for later, as Santiago Simon. Hear me out on this one. He's actually 2 ratings lower than Oscar Mingueza, but then again, 3 years younger and can play centre mid if needed. Probably not though, we won't lie. Probably not with the amount of midfielders we have, as I've just realised as well. Why is Beltran transfer listed? Get him off that. And Bamba, what is he playing at? He won't let me take him off the transfer list, but he has asked to play, and I'm going to actually try and give him the chance. I'm going to listen to my head, and more importantly, listen to the player, as Girona have improved. We've even got Ethan Pinnock at the back. The Jamaican in the Prem, of course. Still some unfit players. It seems like fatigue's a problem here at Celta Vigo, but not a problem in getting the first result. Speaking of Pinnock, that was pivotal. I think that was a stretched out joke, but we've got 37 million. That is waiting for us in January, as can we... I'm not going to make the same victory joke I did before. I'm going to say, can we get success with Celta? Oh my lord. And oh my god, we are up there in a title race with Celta Vigo. We know how to do it, or Rafa knows how to do it. We're in round of 32 against Villarreal's B team as well. Could we knock 2 trophies out at once? Maybe I'm getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but look at our starting 3. I knew this formation would be good for us, and it's proving to be good for us. Swedberg, now the one who's not playing. Who is? Because Oliveira's not, and Tapia isn't. And Bamba's renaissance is his comeback has him sitting in the reserves, down a rating, and staying on the transfer list. He's not good at all. Dota is the man getting game time over all the midfielders. Probably going to sell Dota to stop him from doing that. Don't take game time from us. Goal scoring wise, 12 for Tassos, who's 86 rated as well. Perez with 7 for Tawu. Our front three, of course, their ratings actually told a story because they are the 3 top scorers. And before we actually spend the 37 million we have, which we're definitely going to do, we're in a title charge. We want to get rid of a lot of deadwood. These players here, I mean, excluding Swedberg and Simon, there's some 77 rated that got a good price tag set on them. And in a matter of minutes, we have been very busy. Look at this. Small, I must say. Small margins, but big money added. Bamba was included in them, and 75 million. Celta Vigo are gonna go and get a gem. And what I'm gonna do here is let Rafa use his links to his old club Napoli to sign a player who left Napoli, went back to Napoli, and now leaves them again. You probably saw who it already was. He's getting the number 13. Ooh, unlucky for some, but hopefully lucky for Rafa as his new acquisition, Milenkovic-Savic. I wasn't saving any of his budget. Not after what happened last season. I wasn't saving any of it. It's harsh because we've got Tapia and Oliveira. Oh, actually, we could just take Policia straight off. And Swedberg will sit on the bench. As can that team win a trophy? Or that being the La Liga trophy would be perfect. But just compete or get in Europe. And I am sorry, but look at the amount of wins right here. I mean, I can see a cup win there, and when I keep going, I don't see any more cup games. Did they take us out like Barnsley in the FA Cup in real life? No. I think we might have won it here. As for the league... What? Celta Vigo with 7 defeats. Usually in career mode, if you take that many L's, you don't win anything. But Iago Aspas literally takes one straight to his big forehead because he's run out on Celta Vigo and they have won La Liga. Was I correct as well in saying that the Copa de España is ours? Girona we beat 2-1. We beat Sociedad 3-1 on aggregate. We beat Bilbao and... thank God we had none of the big teams in the run. Then again, the big teams can't handle us, and our team isn't even the best. We've got a 79 rated in the squad. Mingueza. How have we done it with Mingueza? How have we even done it with a 62 rated keeper in Marcin sitting there? He's 38. Simon even didn't grow into the first team. Oliveira hasn't touched grass in ages. Bit like me, to be fair. As then there is Duvikas, who must have carried us. To beat Barcelona, you've got to be something special. And he did score 26 goals. Got a rating of 7.69, and he's been phenomenal. Perez scoring for Tawu. The formation has definitely clutched this for us. However, contracts will be an issue. We've got Milenkovic-Savic on the highest pay, but he's going down. Right, we've got to think about our strategy very carefully. The only thing we need to win now is the Champions League. We're not in it next year, but with 6 million... plus a lot more next year, can we maybe even squeeze a win in that? I don't mean grabbing one win in the group stage. No. I mean winning the whole thing. Last year, Real Madrid won it. This season, we need to try. I definitely think defenders are the way to go. You know me, I love my defensive signings. But I'm not fooled by the midfield. I know it's quite weak in there. I'm going to check the budget, of course. 102 million. That's more like it for winning the league. So yeah, our best option is centre halves. Get another leader, because Aidu, who we will be replacing, is quite old, and he's our captain. I think it's time that I do move you out of the starting 11. But hey, he's actually putting up a fight, saying maybe he could switch to right back and stay in this. It's not a bad shout, but it will take over a year. I'm gonna try and do it though, because I'm a fan of Joseph Aidu, and I think he can do it for us. And he didn't really put up a fight, did he? To stay in the centre-back slot, I think he knows he's replaced, as here is his replacement. Gabriel from Borussia Dortmund, not from Arsenal, but of course he's originally from there. And he's costing most of our money, 70 million. I want to spend most of it on one, because I feel then I won't be tempted to try and sign more than 2 players. It is very tempting. I know it's the rules, but we've resisted it so far, and Aidu is going to be straight playing at right back. What a risk I'm taking. I know you guys don't like players playing out of position, but allow it. I think it'll come good. Besides, he stays as our captain on the field, as the first game is Osasuna. We've gone full circle. miracle. Rafa Benitez does have the tactical prowess to beat them. Oh, get in, and he proves it. What an improvement in, what, 4 seasons? 3 or 4 at least. And Fran Beltran, Perez, Gabriel on his debut, and Beltran with 2. Yes, they got a man sent off, but it's utter domination from Benitez. Like before as well, we'll keep going for that title, and we will save our next transfer that we can make as Manchester United, Salzburg, and Slavia Praha. Now, the last time, or should I say the only time I've seen Benitez in person, is a pre-season friendly when he was coaching Everton against Man United at Old Trafford. He will be going there again this time, though, in Europe, hoping to win the Champions League with Celta Vigo. And as we sim on, look at this, Celta Vigo. I know we've got a good squad, but we should not be second. Or should I say joint first it was. The team, it's, actually, it's getting a lot better. The midfield now looks trustworthy. Monchu, Beltran. We've had so many players, 2 of these up front, started here. And Duvikas, now 27-year-old, already has 14 goals to his name. And the Champions League has gone our way. We've got Midtjylland. We've got quite an easy game, or should I say on paper easy. As there's some confusing teams here. Split, Kiev have made it through. Nice have made it through as we did top the group. As we lost to Man United the second game. But the first game, Rafa beat the Red Devils. So despite going to Everton, he does still have a little bit of Liverpool in his heart, as we've got 40 million in his pocket. And with a lot of bench players trying to leave, I've strengthened the one position we need strength at the back. Because we've already won the cup, we're going to get Walter Benitez to play in our cup games this year. As Celta Vigo, we beat Celta Vigo, surely, and I just showed you a little bit there. If you didn't know already, of course we went tiki-taka. What do you expect from a Spanish team? As yes, we win the first game in Denmark, but we need to go straight to the second one and make sure we win this one as well. Ooh, and only a draw. Anthony's goal for the Danish club just gets cancelled out by Perez's, and we will go to the quarters. No surprise for us there, but let's be having PSG. Look at the team they possess as well. I mean, if Mbappe wasn't enough, Valverde, Mokoku, Virgil van Dijk, not even mentioning Balde as at least we've got a right back I do this game. I guess there's a positive for us. Do I fancy our chances? Not at all, but we beat Paris at home. Wow, what a game that is. A 4-3, a classic. A Celta Vigo masterclass. We still do have to go to, of course, France and pick up a win, but we do it. Ooh, how have we masterminded this? Mingueza off the bench. I don't believe it. We've scored 7 goals past that team. I have no idea how we've done it, but it doesn't get easier because the semis is Juventus, and I don't feel too confident, especially with a centre-back missing. But we are away, and we like to play football, right? A draw. Interesting. We've just got to make sure we do it at home now, and we do have Gabriel back. Oh, we did the PSG thing for nothing. The first time, I've got to say, in quite a while. Or is it? So we got beat 6-0 with Chelsea recently, but we've been nilled in a Champions League leg. Vlahovic and Cambiasso. And that is so disappointing. So is the league form in the final. Oh, actually it's not. It's just one defeat that I'm looking at to Espanyol. Next year we may be in the Champions League. I don't know if 4th guarantees us it, but Duvikas says if we're not next year, he will be packing his bags and leaving the club. The man who scored 30 goals for us, the Greek god I've called him, not acting like a god, saying he wants to storm out. Milenkovic-Savic is second top scorer, should I say. So if we don't get Champions League football next year, I don't know what it is at the moment, but we might lose our striker. And we didn't get any other trophies in that season, as looking at the squad depth, it's safe to say I made a bit of a mistake trying to sell players for money. We have hardly anyone signed up, and we have the potential of a striker leaving. But we check if we're actually in the Europa League. We have 148 million. Plus, if Duvikas leaves, it will be a fee. Oh, but thank you. We are in the Champions League next season. Duvikas, we have made it. We are in the Champions League. That's a nice thing, boss, but I'm going to leave anyway. Yep, he's very unhappy and he's in the final year of his contract. He's got the player power and we'll have to sell him. I mean, I don't want to do it. Real Madrid have accepted... He had a 19.5 million release clause. No, he hasn't signed a contract in so long. We've kept him on a little wage, but the little wage has come with a little release clause. We've received hardly anything for our main player, 91 overall, leaving for 20 million. That is a Rafa Benitez mistake. But we can only make 2 signings and the 164 million. Yes, we have a thin squad, but I'm going to try and put into 1 player. And here is the big player coming through the door. Well, he's not even near the door yet. He's signing the little ball right there. And he is costing a lot. But Rafa Benitez's new man, going and looking back at Italy, Rafael Leao. And you might be thinking, Rafa? That's not a striker. It's most of our budget, I'll tell you that for free. But the 91 rated is the same rating as Duvikas. We did quite well last year. We're not going to be signing anyone for that weak bench, but we do have players that are interchangeable now. As speaking of, I cannot believe what happened with Idu. He's even got better to compensate for his position change. I love that. That is captain mentality, and he needs to take it into the games. And we will be starting this La Liga season with Sporting Dijon. Always nice to see a fresh face in the league. I mean, we could try and go for a title at the same time. We go for the big one. Leao was the only player in the front three that didn't score. Bit embarrassing for him, but his job is the Champions League. FCSB replace, I can't remember. Salzburg were in last year, and then Liverpool replaced Man United as Rafa Benitez faces the club he won the Champions League with himself. And this season in the league, it is absolutely stinky. I mean, we don't really need to care about it, but to rub salt in the wounds, Duvikas is top scorer at Real Madrid. I hate that, but I also don't care, as Celta Vigo have Manchester United. We topped a group with 0 defeats to Liverpool. That's a good sign, as of course we face the rivals. So we should be able to beat them like we did in the group stage last year, not caring about our league form. Just put it in the back of us heads, lads. As we get a draw at Old Trafford, I'll kind of celebrate that, but we've got to make sure we follow it up, and we do actually on penalties. A 3-3 game here in Spain. Leao had to save us again. He's got the experience Rafa needed. And our next team that we face will be the team in the same colours as us. It is Bayern Munich, as we look to the side and copied it as Spaniard champions. We didn't even check this trophy last year, but this year, we're winning the whole thing. In that as well, we beat last year's winners of this competition, the Champions League, as we beat Bayern Munich. From Real Madrid and Duvikas getting beat to the champions of Germany. We've got to do it again. We don't, but we see ourselves through. And I wish I was joking when I told you which team we face next. I'm going to skip Aston Villa. We face Unai Emery's Villa in the semi-finals. I just can't believe it. If they managed to beat us, I would have been shocked. And Rafael Leao gets a brace to shock them. Looked like we'd be facing an Italian side in the final as well. They put up a fight. Højlund signed by the villains, but Rafael Leao with our brace is second in 2 games. It is Internazionale that we face. A very nice fixture to have, as in the league we were pipped to the post by Duvikas. At least we beat him in 1 competition, and they're nowhere near the final we're in. Carls, you have been vital. I love that you've become a striker and you've made this job a lot easier. He says, thanks, boss. I'm going to try not let you down, and let's win this Champions League title. The relationship between Rafa and Carls has been perfect, but it would be even better if he just did what he just said. Here we go, and that is a very orange kit from Inter Milan. We're going to get started here. I don't know where it is. All the animations just skipped, and I'd absolutely love a win that is actually more than 1 goal for us. Lautaro Martinez, he's still at Milan. He's a very loyal boy, him, and he's won himself a corner, or his team a corner. It was just a deflection, as that's a good ball in. And there was a man leaning over bodies there. Don't know who it was. They didn't get their head on it. McAllister, good ball squeezed through, but he's offside. As Mancini now moving forward as well. They've signed from direct rivals. Martinelli squeezing a ball through. Another good tackle. It's all Milan this game. I don't like it, as finally we get the ball to come away right here. Ball down the line. Carlos Perez. Oh, but he's lost it. The blonde locks. I didn't expect to see that from him when I went into this game. And I don't know if his right at striker. I think at half-time, I'm going to try Gabriel up front. McAllister, whoa, we slid in there. Missed everything. Elise, that looks like a hand. We've been very lucky to get away with it, as now Fatawu is on a run. It's a good drag back. We need that run through. That's a brilliant ball. It's Milenkovic-Savic, the hero for Rafa, and it's a brilliant outside of the foot goal to open the scoring for Celta Vigo. Completely against the run of play, I must add. It is a very lucky goal, but the number 13, I said unlucky for some, not this man. What a finish. Just need to keep on going. See out till half-time, lads, but there's a massive overload at the position where Idu is. I know he's not actually a right-back, and that's a terrible tackle. That could be the marching orders for our man right there, our makeshift right back. Didn't even realise he had the bun at the back of his hair. He has got away with murder there. Wow, I don't want to see a replay of it, because honestly, I think if it was shown in the stadium, the referee would overturn his own decision. Beltrand kick it away, and we lead at the break. We've just got to keep on going, and that's a step in from Gabriel. Love it. Absolutely love it. We can't run around McAllister, though. He's the man dominating this game and stopping us from probably a second. We didn't even deserve a first, to be fair. What a shot that was from Mikel Elise. I didn't see that coming at all, but he's just tried to catch us off guard. Corner comes in. Lenormand. Be a bit more urgent, boys, because we're letting Lenormand, I should say, getting 3 headers on our goal. We are clinging on. Literally clinging. We've got to keep on defending. Carlos Perez. I said I'd move him, but he's actually playing well up front now, trying to slide it through. But still no luck for Vigo. It's a ball whipped in. It's a header from Thuram. Oh, Harrison on the back pedal. Dominance continues. I can't believe that was a save as well. No wonder he's getting claps and celebrations. Look at that. The players jumping on our goalkeeper. First time I've got to highlight a save as well. An overhead kick. That is phenomenal. He even catches the next one, and the goalkeeper is up. Could we score with a keeper? No, it's a very tame kick, but the keeper's still up. We've even managed to lose the ball. The game is almost over, though. Come on, Vigo. Just hold on. That's Sanchez being sloppy. Ball in. Emerson, who's by far the man of the match in that finale, makes sure Celta Vigo, although just 1-0, see the Champions League enter the cabinet. And it's going to be Idu to lift it. I mean, he's deserved it. He came out of position to stay in this team. And Rafa Benitez, pass it to Rafa. He's surely got to be there somewhere, continuing to actually pick up his career, which, we can't lie, has gone off a little bit. As thank you guys for watching this one. As always, comment your teams down below. I will or will not get onto your team. I apologize, but it's impossible to do all the suggestions and just generate some ideas from myself. Subscribe to more MWS. Your team might be over there getting rebuilt in a series form. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.